Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. So, I'm not wearing anything Chanel today. I'm not even wearing a Chanel perfume today. And I ain't affiliated with the brand Chanel. And I ain't sponsored by Chanel. Is this how we're gonna have to, in the future, approach the topic of one of our favorite brands when we talk about them, when we show the bags or the small leather goods or the accessories or the clothes or the cosmetics or the perfumes or fragrances that we purchase from them? That might be the case, because here I have it. I'm reading it all online, as you could just Google it. Chanel suing an individual eBay seller for over $50 million, around 56 to be a bit more allegedly precise. So apparently they're saying over 27, allegedly, infringements, willful infringements on 27 different trademarks. So Chanel is seeking punitive damages. Now, this is a eBay seller that allegedly Chanel states is selling either used goods from Chanel or unboxed cosmetics, unboxed fragrances that are maybe expired, cosmetic products that Chanel has taken off the market or that is not intended to be sold at all, like, for example, testers or samples and what have you. And this is, now, this is like a little eBay seller that, I mean, I don't know, it ain't as big as Chanel, but they're going for the jugular. $56 million. I mean, they gotta know. They probably know that, there's, even if this thing makes it to court and the judge were to rule against this person, they're not, I mean, this person will never be able to pay back that money. This person also probably never earned that much money from reselling Chanel products to begin with. So it's all kind of, it smells to me like Chanel is trying to set a mark and just make a, terrify their reign of terror over the whole world. Like don't resell Chanel. Like, if you want to buy something from our brand, you got to get it in our stores and authorized retailers only. And, whoever else dares, even once you purchase directly from Chanel product and then you're not happy with it, I don't know, or you just get bored of it and then you want to resell it later on, they kind of want to scare you off, and that's kind of the tactic here. That's something I'm kind of smelling out. And I want to know your guys' opinions in the comment section down below. Was this the correct way to do this or not? Mind you, Chanel has a history of, trying to sue people as much as possible for all of these things, or taking down websites that they deem sells non-authentic Chanel products, reselling non-authentic Chanel products, and what have you. Now, Chanel and also Louis Vuitton, and I think Hermes as well, they are on the forefront of this battle and they're fighting counterfeit goods. I get it. And this is something I totally agree on. I'm totally against counterfeit goods and replicas. I know a lot of people say, but if you can't afford the full-on deal, then, get the fake one, because if you're on a budget, but then I think, but you're buying it for all the wrong reasons, boo. Even if you had the money to buy the original, you would be buying it for all the wrong reasons. Why would you want to buy a fake other than to try to pass as if that fake were real so you could show off that you had the money to buy it? But that's so new rich, that has nothing to do with actually with luxury. Coco Chanel herself said, luxury is not the opposite of poverty. Luxury is the opposite of vulgarity. And there's nothing as vulgar as wanting to purchase a fake to kind of show off to people that you have money. But there's so much more that has to go with that fake, if it were real, to make everything work. you have to get the stuff for the right reasons. And if you're collecting the money, saving up the money to buy something because of the heritage of the brand, the history, you love the story behind a certain product because it was made hundreds of years ago and you still love the story behind it and you want to own a part of that history, that I understand. But you can't own a part of that history if you buy a replica. The replica is a part of human history and fighting counterfeit goods, and it's interesting to document the progression of a brand, and part of the progression of a brand is also its battle against counterfeit goods and replicas, and for a lot of consignment stores and a lot of resellers, it's also important to have in their vaults, not reselling, but having in their vaults the replicas, and especially the so-called super fake bags and accessories and what have you, because they need to keep themselves up to date on how the fakes are out there. You can't just ignore the fact that they're there. They are there. So I'm sure in some way, shape, or form, also Chanel, the brand itself, as well as Louis Vuitton and Hermes, have these replicas in their vaults as well, just to be able to analyze them, to understand how to maybe better their own products, to make it harder on the counterfeiters to kind of counterfeit their goods. I mean, that's what I would do if I had my label. I would be the biggest shopper of my fake goods, not my fake goods, of the goods that somebody fakes of my designs, because I would want to see how they deal with my design, how they copy it, how they try to replicate it. And then that's an ongoing battle. And then you got to kind of step up your game and switch stuff around and be always one step, at least one step ahead, if not 3, 4, 5, up to 10 steps ahead of the people replicating your goods. So what I'm trying to say here is, if you're one of those people that is a collector and you want to also understand the times we're living in, and you want to have the original Chanel bag, and then you want to also have the replicas that were produced in that period, historically, analytically, just to be able to analyze the progression of the times and the economy and the needs that people also have. Because at the end of the day, if there is a demand for product, somebody's going to produce it. Simple law of supply and demand. And if a brand grows as exponentially as Chanel and comes to a point where it's so covetable, so desirable, that they keep upping their prices all the time, making it unaffordable to most, well, then they tickle the fancy of who will then replicate those bags to offer a bit of that dream to the rest of the masses. And mind you, the rich are only rich because they take from the poor. Because the rich don't take from the rich don't give, they keep. They keep growing. But to keep growing, they need the money from somewhere. Somebody has to be paying. And who is paying? We, the losers, are paying for everything, whether it be a shirt, a bag, a perfume. That it is what it is. So I kind of want to say that I understand the frustration behind certain things, and I understand the frustration that we might have because we're being they're splattering in our faces the promotional advertisement, the campaigns about, buy this wonderful bag. Jennifer Lawrence fell while on the staircase wearing Haute Couture Dior by Raf Simons while she's trying to get her Oscar. And oh my God, doesn't this make this whole story so much more fun and desirable? And Grace Kelly was hiding her pregnancy by a bag that was afterwards renamed into the Kelly bag. And don't you just want to have that fake illusion that you are that princess, Grace Kelly, yourself? So don't you want to hunt down the Kelly bag? But we can't give you one because A, either they're not available in the store, or B, even if they're available, you don't got the money, the funds for that, boo. So you're splattering these stories, this poetry, these desires, these dreams. You are implanting them inside of us, inside of our memories, inside of our DNAs, and we want a part of that dream. I'm not saying, well, you wanted the bicycle, now pedal to all of these luxury brands. But in a way, it kind of goes with it's part of the game. You want to have, you want to create this covetable dream. You know from the get-go that not everybody will be able to afford it. Part of the dream is kind of running after it and not having it. So you got to deal with the consequences. And dealing with the consequences, in my modest opinion, is not just suing every single reseller there is out there. Because that my dear Chanel, in the words of Coco, may she rest in peace. I only wish she were still in charge of her own company, but we all know she's not. Coco would have found that utterly vulgar, what the brand is doing. This is my personal opinion. There's another story about Coco Chanel. Oh, we must say alleged, mustn't we? That she was in awe when she, on the markets of Paris, found out that ladies were copying her bag, her 255 bag. And she said, oh, mon petit Chanel's, my little Chanel bags, you know. She loved the fact that the people would have them. Now, this is one story. Another story says that she was infuriated about it. You never know. She had her moments, her ups and downs. We will never know. But the mere fact that both these stories are out there in equal weight and heft and presence means that there are two sides to the coin. There are two sides to every story. Chanel also released for the first time ever their alleged, the amount of money that they really earned in the last year, because they kind of never really did that, and it's a huge amount. Okay, so you're releasing these numbers. You're proving to us that you are the top of the world. We get it. But so let the people breathe a little too. I'm all against counterfeit goods. I really am. But I'm also against brands artificially hyping their prices, artificially creating products, artificially covetable, like artificially limiting the quantities. I'm also against that. That to me is criminal. Just as criminal as it is to counterfeit the goods that you are criminally demanding too much money for. There you have it, Chanel, Hermes, Louis Vuitton, and all of y'all's out there. I don't care. I love my viewers, and I want each and every one of my viewers to be satisfied and happy. We're all consumers. We're all addicted to something at the end of the day. We all want to be happy. We all want to live out our dreams. Sometimes we are strong enough to create our own dreams. But a lot of us are not that strong. A lot of us fall into dreaming about living the dream that a brand is selling them through marketing. So shame on all of you brands for selling those dreams to each and every one of us. And then at the end of the day, pulling out when it comes to giving us a piece of that dream or allowing us to purchase a piece of that dream because no, not you. Oh, you can't afford this dream. Oh no, boo. Keep on buying Vogue magazine and, look at the commercials. That's all that you're good enough for that. But that's all. Thank you. No, shame on you. Luxury is the opposite of vulgarity, not the opposite of poverty. Coco Chanel said it herself. And to me, hyping the prices like that exponentially is vulgar and criminal. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you have, please do thumb it up and let me know what you think in the comment section down below about this entire topic and what have you. Also, don't forget, I am on Patreon, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank my patrons for all of y'all's lovely creatures out there, human beings and fellow brothers and sisters that have already pledged and have become patrons on my Patreon channel. Thank you so much. It does make a world of a difference to me. But if you wish to, you can join the Fashion Bunker Patreon community. I'm Super Dacob, all spelled together on Patreon. You could see a bunch of videos that are only available there, not on YouTube, as well as photos that are only available there, not on YouTube. But for who wishes to stay on YouTube, free of any charge, don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was an eye-opener, mind-opener, and a heart-opener. For those of you who don't know it yet, we in this community never give up on love. Love you. See you soon. Take care. Bye. Mwah.